Hey everybody, David Castillo again with the Age of Quarantine. We got Jimmy Bauer with us. We're having some technical issues. Hopefully we can get these resolved and Jimmy will join up and we'll be able to do this. So, Jimmy, if you're out there, just join up on the page and we'll get it going. Sorry guys about that. Sometimes these things happen. It is not a perfect world. It is not... technology can give us a lot, but it takes its little bit. So let's see. All right, here we go. All right. No, that's somebody named Justin Smith. Sorry, Justin, but you can't join my chat. So we're just waiting on Jimmy. Jimmy Bauer from Eyehategod is our guest today. Carl, thanks for asking. And yeah, we're just waiting on Jimmy. Let's see if we can get it going. Sorry guys for the back and forth. This happens sometimes, and we're just all trying to figure it out. Let's see. Jimmy. Oh, I'm still drinking, so cheers to that. And hopefully we'll have Jimmy join us in a second. So far... Oh yeah, dude, Bellwitch is so fucking good. I agree with you, Doug. Bellwitch is awesome, and we're hoping to have Dylan on the show sometime probably in the next couple of weeks. So look out for that. If you're digging Bellwitch, they're fucking great. Yeah, Eyehategod. That is correct. Jimmy's from Eyehategod, Down, Superjoint, a bunch of fucking sick bands. So we'll see what's up. All right, let's see if Liz has a beat on what's going on here. We're gonna get him. We're gonna figure it out. Don't worry about it. We'll see what's happening. Let's see. Thanks, Doug. No problem. Liz, you get any word here? I'm just waiting on Jimmy. Oh, we have I Hate Robin. We need Eyehategod. So hopefully soon. What else are people listening to right now? Like I said, I got this More Mother record. I think it's cool. I got a record by a band called Living Gate. This kind of all-star death metal band that's pretty fucking sick. I was digging that. The new Necrot track is really fucking good. Agreed. My friends, Jimmy might be too old school for Instagram Live. That might be true. And I think that's what we're trying to figure out right now. So give us a minute while we get it all squared away. Yo, Mike did it and it was pretty cool. Okay, Liz says that he's trying and she just talked to him. So let's see if anything is going on. I just don't know what's happening. Liz, Deaf Kids, Brazilian band, fucking fantastic. I saw a awesome collaborative thing that somebody from Deaf Kids and somebody from Racta did on Cult Nation. That was just fucking great. Oh, Mind Force, yeah, upstate New York's pride and joy of hardcore. Absolutely fucking great. Yeah, those guys are good. I definitely like that. If you want to see the Mike 9 one, it is on our Instagram TV page that's on St. Vitus. You can check out this episode and all sorts of, Age of Quarantine episodes and stuff like that. Also, we have a couple of them up on Revolver's YouTube page as well. So that is all, happening over there. So you could check out all sorts of different ones right here on our Instagram. And you could also, my co-host, Chris Enriquez, has his personal YouTube page up, and that literally has everything. So if you want to look up Chris Enriquez on YouTube, that has like everything we've ever done. Yo, I love Griselda too, man. Benny the Butcher, what's up? Feeling it. New Conway the Machine record, the one with like the shark and shit. That one's tight. Yeah, the new live Power Trip record. I haven't listened to it yet, but they are fucking amazing live. So if that's the case, we're in a good place with that one. So one of the absolutely great bands. Let's see here. Well, we're not really getting anywhere with Jimmy right now, so I don't know where he's at. So I guess you guys get me until Jimmy shows up. We're gonna give him another little bit, and then I'm gonna try again. Let's see. What else are we listening to? What else are we listening to? What else is going on? You guys want to ask me any questions? Anything about Vitus? Anything else? I'm open for business. I guess it's me and you guys right now until Jimmy shows up. Or we figure out what the heck's wrong with his Instagram account. Oh, he figured it out. That's what Liz said. That's fabulous. That's great. Yeah, something happened with Mike real quick, and then it ended up working. The Instagram gods were with us, so we'll see. Thank you, Liz. Liz is awesome. That's Liz from Earsplit, one of the great publicists in the underground game. You know what I mean? Oh, Swank knows. Swank knows that we got shorts coming, beach towels, all sorts of other Vitus shit. What's a dream group to host at Vitus for you? Ooh, man, we've done a lot. There's a lot more on the list. I mean, there's a lot, I would say that I would love to do a Godflesh show. That would be something that I would personally be over the moon about. All right, Jimmy, hit the join. Yeah, you see that. Hit the join chat button, Jimmy, in the comments. Yeah, we know it. So, Godflesh would be definitely a top one. Staring Problem reunion would be awesome. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, Jimmy, I'm adding. Let's see if you can accept this.
Yeah, man.
Oh, there he is. Jimmy,
what's up, son?
You hear me, brother?
Yeah, how you doing?
How you doing, dude? What's going on? Finally, we got the boy. We got him. He's in. He's in. How you doing, man? Cheers, man. I'm doing well, Jimmy. So, Jimmy, I'm going to start this interview off the same way that I start every interview, which is
take my
if you
shirt
aren't at
off.
home. Yeah, dude, go wild. Just go fucking wild. There's no rules here. Brother, where would you be if you weren't at home right now?
Hopefully somewhere on the stage holding a damn guitar, man. Shit,
yeah, totally, man. I mean,
how you been through all this shit, man?
Man, I'm just trying to stay as positive as possible. You know what I mean? Obviously, the club is closed, and that is, not a great thing. And for my musical and your musical life, like our musical lives, that's a really fucking weird thing that I never thought would really happen,
Right.
But, everything else is I'm holding up, and I'm happy that a lot of people are protesting and trying to make this place a better place. I'm down with that, So yeah, dude, living. Where are you right now, Jimmy? Are you in New Orleans?
I'm in Richmond.
Richmond.
Uh-huh.
What are we doing in Richmond, man?
I live here right now, so.
Oh, okay, cool. So you relocated to Richmond, man.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I didn't know that. But were you born and raised in New Orleans, Jimmy?
Yeah, yeah, on the West Bank.
On the West Bank. Okay.
Yeah, bro.
Again, cool. So with these interviews, you usually just go, we start at the top, man. I like to get deep in. I like to talk about just like, origins of playing music and stuff like that. When was like when you were a kid, what was like some early memories of music just drawing you in? What were some like early like favorites, like when you were like a kid?
Oh shit. Well, the music was always around the house, and I started. I don't know. From earliest recollection I have, which is really hard because we're getting old. So just I was in band. I started in band in like third and fourth grade, and a lot of country music was played in our house. A lot of different stuff, and I sang in choir. I'm getting kind of all over the place, but I sang in choir, played bass drum, was fortunate to have some
like marching band bass drum, like this.
No, yeah, kind of, yeah. I sat behind the kick drum. It was weird, dude. Mr. Lewis was our music director, and he was great, man. And yeah, that's a weird question, man.
Yeah, I like to start at the beginning, man, because I think that these formative experiences are really like important, because it's like, honestly, I think about just the times that, I was just like, I was always young, into music, listening to stuff. My parents are Colombian, so I really remember like the first time I listened to rock and roll was Guns N' Roses, and it was so different from like everything else I had heard at the time. Like, it was like, this guy singing in English and these loud guitars. Like, what the fuck is this? I just really didn't know what it was at the time. So, so you started playing music really early in your life. When did you start?
Well, like around third grade,
Yeah.
So, God damn it, these things keep popping up, man. Anyway, I can't get used to all this shit, dude.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good, man. Honestly, I've never did this before the pandemic either. So we're here learning on the fly, Jim. I mean, we would just, be talking in person normally. But
yeah. What's your name, dude?
I'm David.
Oh, okay. Hi, David. Nice to meet you.
Definitely. I forget. We always kind of forget. I see Jimmy maybe like once a year when he's touring, and then it's in and out. I'm sure you see a lot of faces, right?
Well, I'd like to see a lot more, but
yeah, for real.
Yeah, man. St. Vitus is. Hold on, I'm gonna get a damn beer. St. Vitus is probably one of the funnest fucking places that we play. It's like family,
Yeah.
So, we always get treated really good, and it's one of those clubs where we show up and we feel like we're at home, So,
well,
and it's real dark in there.
Yeah, definitely. it's real dark.
Oh yeah,
for fucking sure. And thank you for the kind words. We always try to just to make it a good experience, not just for people like yourself, but for the audience, for everybody, man. It should be a party. It should be a good time. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that's for fucking sure. Jimmy, when was the first time you picked up a guitar? Cheers, brother.
I don't really remember, man.
Yeah.
I had my uncle gave me an acoustic, like a Yamaha killer acoustic, man. I actually, come on, Sabi. We got a new dog.
Oh, nice.
Come here, buddy. Anyway, he doesn't really listen, so. But yeah, my uncle gave me an acoustic, and I mean, I messed around with it and stuff like that, but I mean, never thinking that I'd be doing what I'm doing now with a guitar,
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, I still don't even think I play guitar, so.
Yeah, I like that. So yeah, so you started playing guitar. What was like the first band that you were in? What was that all about?
Oh shit! The first band I was in was a band called Armageddon, And
I think Mike talked about it.
yeah, and it was just a bunch of neighborhood friends and stuff, and we we would get together and we all learned how to play together. And actually, Kyle Thomas was in that band. Kyle Thomas from Exhorder and Trouble and whatever else. I know he's in 100 bands too. Let me see. Yeah, and it was Scott Winneman, Rob Parker, John Lewis. Who else was in the band? Kyle played bass. And we were called Armageddon.
Were you playing guitar or were you playing drums at the time?
Playing drums.
Yeah, because that was like your first like true love was playing drums, right?
Yeah. Growing up in New Orleans, man, I've said this in a million interviews, and your earliest actually you asked me my earliest memory of music, it had to be Mardi Gras, dude. And watching, being like 2 feet away from some dude swinging a fucking mallet into a kick drum, I was just like, dude, it's powerful, Sure. So yeah, I obviously my first love was drums, without a doubt,
Interesting. I think that's why a lot of your music has like such a particular feel to it, like the way that you drum, there's this sort of like kind of just behind the backbeat kind of swing to how you guys play. I feel like that has to be a New Orleans thing. Am I right about that? Yeah.
Thank you, man. Appreciate your kind words. And New Orleans is a backbeat, it's like everything's done slow, so it's I think people apply that to the way they play music, or at least I know I do,
Definitely. I mean, I know that you talked a lot about being really into like the meters and a lot of like kind of New Orleans or like funk kind of stuff like that, which might surprise some people, but it's really in that groove, right? Like that's like one of your favorite bands.
Oh, dude, listen to the Beastie Boys. Half the samples you hear on any rap songs or anything is pretty much the meters. So they're to me quintessential, one of the most important bands from New Orleans.
Yeah,
them and P-Funk pretty much started funk. So
that's just this basically like a certain backbone, but then you kind of married that with obviously more like extreme and like heavier sounds. When you were starting Armageddon, what was it like? Were you just like, what were you really into? What were the records that you were into? And what was really like, what was like, yo, this is my shit back in the 80s?
Dude. Iron Maiden, Peace of Mind album, Bad Company. I'd sit in my room. They actually with a turntable, and learn how to play drums to like Bad Company records and what else? Just whatever I could get my hands on, And I was pretty much like we in New Orleans we call them raludes. It's just a ralude, like a burnt out dude that smokes weed and just chills out and listens to classic rock, so.
Got it. No, I saw some of those in like IROCs, like on Long Island. I know the genre of dude that you're talking about for sure. Maybe it's just like.
It's, just like, just like very like 70s dazed and confused. That movie depicts it perfectly, just like perfect, like just burn out dude,
Yeah, for sure. It's like, definitely. I fucking love that movie, man.
Oh, it's great, dude.
It's so good. So you're sitting there, you're playing that, and then Armageddon starts up. And what was the scene like around the time, man? I mean, it just seems like this, the South, I feel like at that time, it felt like it was formative. New York and D.C., you hear about that stuff. LA, but like, what was New Orleans like around that time?
See, the West Bank where I grew up was like a suburb. I mean, they still had like dirt lots and shit. So we were just kind of in our own world, It's like, I mean, I knew about Mardi Gras and stuff. I knew another world existed besides the West Bank, but just me and my friends were just, at high school and like, dude, let's jam, let's get a band together, and. It wasn't until I joined like it was a little later when I was introduced to the actual like hardcore scene, you know.
Yeah.
So, but there was this whole world going on that I didn't even know about, you know. So
Yeah, for sure. What was it like when you first got introduced to the hardcore scene, and what attracted you to it?
my first show was at this place called Robert's Playhouse, and it was like I just remember, dude, I had an Exodus shirt on, Bonded by Blood, with the sleeves cut off, and I had my hair sprayed up in the top, like cheesy, like 80s shit, you know, and I looked, and I was fat. I looked like a dude. I can only imagine. But anyway, I remember showing up, and like nobody judged anybody, you know. It was like a big family, and then you know, I was like, damn, this is a great place for any loser to show up and feel comfortable, you know? Exhorter played, Chaos Horde, Shell Shock, Graveyard Rodeo, all these bands that man, it was brand new to me, you know?
Yeah, I feel like, and I think when you witness the power of a hardcore show for the first time, I mean, you remember where you were, like, exactly to the day, and something that changed your life, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just remember nobody judged anybody, you know. It was like, you know, I was like, man, they're not gonna like me because I got an Exodus shirt on, and I got a stupid haircut, you know. And I was just surrounded by a bunch of other unconfident people that didn't fit in anywhere, you know.
Yeah, a true misfit club, and just like, yeah, just you know.
I mean, it had people with babies there and shit, and people smoking cigarettes and drinking beer, and you know, it was just, I don't know, because like I said, I grew up in the suburbs. I mean, it was just weird, dude. But you know, it formulated who I am today, you know.
Sure, for real. And so, when did you start like really wanting to, you know, kind of be part of that scene and stuff like that? And were you in Graveyard Rodeo? Did you play?
No, I was in a band called Shell Shock.
You were in Shell Shock. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That was the one I was thinking.
Kyle went to Brother Martin High School, and he had a bunch of friends, and this band, Blatant Frustration, actually, which was kind of like DRI meets Black Flag. But I didn't even know it, you know. I joined them because they needed a drummer, and you know, that was my first time playing blast beats and shit, and they weren't even, I didn't even know what they were, just chaka 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 chaka. And yeah, and then from there I got asked to join in this like legendary punk band from New Orleans called Shell Shock, you know, and you know, I remember riding with Hatch, the guitar player, and him being like, yeah, we're in magazines, Flipside, Maximum Rock and Roll, we're on Toxic Shock Records, and you know, I was just like, wow, man. He's like, we tour, you know, and I was like, dude, this rules, you know. So
yeah,
the big learning experience, you know.
Yeah, you were like ready to sign up for that. You were like, fuck, I'm about this life. I want to try it out. So did Shell Shock do a decent amount of touring? Because back then, touring was not what it is now. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't as established. It was way harder, I feel like, back in the day.
My mom will tell you they had to ask her permission to take me out of state. That's how young I was. So, you know, yeah, I mean, dude, it was a little bitty van. Mike Williams was there. He sold merch, you know. That's kind of when I met Mike, you know, and we started hanging out. And it was cool, man, to be that young and get thrown into a van and go all over the country, you know. And I never thought I'd leave the West Bank, you know. So it was killing, man.
Yeah, it's amazing what you know, when you burst out of your comfort zone and your bubble and what music can bring you can see how so many different people live, learn a lot more about the world just by doing that, man. Just getting in a car and playing some tunes. It's inspiring.
It was an amazing learning experience that I didn't really think about at the time, but you know, it's just, you know, of how lucky I was to have that opportunity, and you know, was I nervous? I was nervous as fuck, you know, but yeah, I mean, you get used to anything, you know, so.
Sure, and then it was off to the races. When did Eyehategod start coming into into your mind and wanting to do that band?
Well, me and Mike like I said, he was on that tour. He did merch, and we were kind of like, we'd hang out, we smoked cigarettes, and the dude in the band were like, oh, y'all suck, y'all smoke, and Mike drinked, and anyway, so we were like, dude, it'd be killer to have like a slow band with hardcore vocals, you know, and because we were listening to Trouble. We had a cassette with Trouble on one side, and I think it was the Melvins and Obsessed on the other side or something. And we listened to that over and over and over and over. And so the conception of that band was in that van, you know.
So it was just like, hey, this is the tape, but like this is how we can maybe put our kind of spin to it, our flavor to it, right?
It was like an idea. We were like, we wanted to do something different, and we were like, you know, people will probably hate it, dude. And we're like, yeah, that'll be killer, you know, that'll be fun. And it just took off from there. From there, Mike had another band called Suffocation by Filth, and I went and played drums with them, and for one practice, and that was like, they did Bad Brains covers and shit like that. So I mean, you got to understand, I didn't know who any of these bands were, dude. You know, I mean, I was learning, I was just soaking it all in, you know. But yeah.
So that was just kind of,
and then we played your bar, man.
Yeah, I know, right? Like a million years later. But
yeah.
So the concept, I think, is really interesting too. It's kind of like, hey, we're from this sort of hardcore background, but like, you know, we're listening to all this kind of doom, and we're like, yo, we can kind of figure out how we can put our kind of vibe to it. Why did you decide to play guitar in Eyehategod as opposed to drums?
The honest reason is because I was doing at the same time, well, this was after that, I was doing with Kirk the Slugs, you know, and we were doing, you know, and Kirk comes from a little bit more of like a, I guess, I don't know, Victorian Blitz, so they were a little more metal. And I was tripping out on the Melvins, losing my mind on Gluey Pork Cream, trying to convey that. And basically I wanted to do my own version on guitar, so I picked up a guitar and kind of started unorthodoxly learning how to play, you know, and yeah.
Wow. So
I'm just still learning today.
Yeah, man. So it really just was in order to do that. Yeah, just because I'm pretty fascinated about you, like, just, you know, always being a drummer and then deciding to switch it up, because I thought you switched it up to playing down to play drums, but then I came to realize I had it wrong all along. So
I mean, watching people and listening to people like Buzz, you know, I was just like, I wanted to be like him, you know, wanted to be cool and play guitar, and I would sit on my couch and like just, I don't know, try and learn. I had an old shitty Arbor Strat, which was a friend of mine, Steve Berrigan's guitar, and I took the two bottom strings off because I couldn't control the feedback, you know, and basically making it a bass, you know. So
fuck, that's really interesting. So you were just like fucking
yeah,
like, I'll take these shits off, and then it started working for me.
Yeah,
that's crazy. So that really informed your style a lot, I'm guessing, right? It's like,
yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, it's and we were. It's funny because we were. Sabe, oh, he wants to say hi.
Yeah, it's cool, man. What's up? Oh man, that's a cute fucking dog, Jimmy.
Yeah, it's the singer of my new solo band, dude.
I like it.
Yeah, but yeah, dude. No, don't leave. Don't leave.
Yeah, like, see, my dog's gonna come in now too, because he just heard yours. So
oh yeah,
you could see
my guy's dog, dude.
My guy's, he's sniffing around now. But that's amazing about how you just kind of listened to that stuff and picked up a guitar, and what came out was really like the template of Eyehategod. When you guys first started, did people really fucking hate it?
Yeah, but that was our point, you know. It's like we never took it serious, it was just to have fun. I mean, we would sit around and take acid and listen to SBK, Throbbing Gristle, Melvin's Trouble. You know, we'd sit at Mike and my friend Barrigan had this apartment on Jean Place, and we'd literally just sit around and just fucking nobody would even talk to each other and listen to music, and we were like, I don't know, we thought we were the only ones listening to it, you know, and fucking, I don't know, we just wanted to piss people off, you know. Our first shows were, I don't even remember the first show, but
you talk a lot about like industrial and stuff like that. I always thought, you know, I know that Mike's always been a fan and stuff like that as well. It's really interesting too, because I always was like, one of the things that I think is amazing is that like we've had you guys fly in, you're playing with pretty much like whatever is in the club, and your feedback and what you do with it always feels the same, man. Like how do you master the feedback so well?
I think a lot's got to do with the guitar I use, the Gibson Sonics, you know, and it's I don't know, it's a piece of shit, but it's my piece of shit, and it you know, I've been saying this, man, a lot what comes out on the guitar is in your hands, you know.
Exactly.
It's not what kind of guitar you play or anything like that. It's, you know, it's all right here, dude. You know?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that I tell people. I'm like, I've seen Eyehategod a lot, and I'm like, the amount on a ton of different gear too, and I'm like, the consistency. I'm like, it's just Jimmy. Like, there's not an amp or a setting or a pedal that does that shit. That's Jimmy.
I mean, you got to have electricity to make it squeal, you know.
You can't do it on the acoustic. Don't try that at home, kids, okay? But so when did yeah, that's also true. We got the right pickup on that thing. So when did you start feeling that Eyehategod started getting a little bit of like momentum, where you're like, hey, maybe this isn't quite, this has got maybe some more legs than I thought?
Oh, we did that record on Intellectual Convulsions in the Name of Suffering, and then Central Media chimed in and was like, look, you know, sign with us and we'll bring you to Europe, you know, and you know, and we were like, dude, a free trip to Europe, let's fucking go. We never even took it serious, so we went to Europe and all that, and people actually dug us. I was tripped, you know, I was like, damn, people know about us and shit, and that's when I was like, damn, this, you know, we could, fuck, maybe we can come back again, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. So what was your first European tour like?
It was weird, dude. It was freezing cold. It was with Crowbar, and we shared a bus together, and it was just a bunch of freaks from New Orleans, you know, and I mean, the first show was in, I believe it was in Rotterdam. We showed up. Somebody told us we had to detune our guitars, or the tension would break the strings or break the neck. So me and Mark did that, Mark Schultz. And we showed up in Rotterdam. And the first thing we did, of course, is went and got, you know, it's legal weed. So we went and got grass, you know, and we got so stoned, we're backstage. And I remember asking Kurt, dude, can you help me tune my guitar? He's like, nah, man, I figure whatever. But we started playing that night, and we couldn't even tune up, and they were like, this is not music. This is not music. You know, it was in Rotterdam at, I forget the name of the place. And we were like, oh, fuck, this sucks, dude. We thought we were going to get beat up. But yeah, that was our first Europe show.
Yeah, definitely. That's crazy, man. So, and Crowbar, what's the relationship like there? I mean, obviously you guys kind of came up sort of side by side, right?
Yeah, at that point I had just left the band because I moved to Atlanta in '91. We did the first record, and then I moved to Atlanta, and then I moved back home, and then we did Take Is Needed for Pain, and then we went over. So Crowbar had just got Craig Nudemacher on drums, and yeah, I mean, we just hung out and fucking, you know, and it was cool because both bands were completely new. I think it might have been both of our band's first tour, you know, over there. And Yeah, it was definitely fucking weird to say the least, man.
Yeah, for sure. Especially both of you guys playing lower and slower than pretty much almost every band at the time.
Yeah, to us, it was a fucking free trip to Europe. I was like, I'm never going back to Europe ever again. I was like, I'm just gonna enjoy it, and fucking, yeah. And then, now we go over, twice a year. So.
Yeah, for sure. So, like, yeah, it's just literally become, I Hate God's been a worldwide thing. Question for you, man. So, I Hate God kind of has come together and fallen apart at different times. What's the reason for it kind of coming apart that first time? Because it felt like you guys were, signed to Century Media, you were doing stuff, and then it kind of has gone on hiatus, or it seems like everyone's in different bands. How does that really work? Well,
I was in a bunch of different bands, and like I'd go, like we did Down in '91, and Super Joint back then too, and all that. So everybody hated me, dude. Hey, they did, and it was like I was like, what the fuck, dude, and so like I'd go do different band stuff, whatever, and then I Hate God would kind of take a back seat, and but we all always stayed together, we always came back and did something, we still don't take the band serious,
Yeah, even now, huh? So how did the Down project kind of come to be? Because obviously we're pulling in, Pepper at this point. COC is doing, a whole fucking lot. Was that around Blind era that or maybe right before? I think so, but obviously COC was doing its thing, and then Phil obviously with Pantera and stuff. How did that kind of come together?
Well, we had always, fucking Phil was in Dallas, and Pepper was in North Carolina. And to me, I was proud of both of them. I thought it was, because they were like living the music dream, and all that. And they would come home, and I remember being at Soundgarden. I think it was Soundgarden at Tipitina's. And I remember Phil coming up or Pepper going, we got the band name. It's called Down, and was like, oh, man, and we wanted to get a band together that just like I Hate God and Crowbar, that encompassed all of our influences together, and just more of a tribute band than anything, just like into like Vitus and Witchfinder and Obsessed and, Trouble, Black Flag and all that, and trying to, just write songs like that and fucking be Doom,
Yeah, it felt like it just had such a classic thing, but it felt so Southern to me. Like, honestly, as someone who grew up not really listening to much Southern music at all, I really was like, what is this? And like the swing of it. To me, it's
we like to bend the strings, but
Yeah, absolutely. So when you guys started that, you guys kind of just circulated a tape for a while, right?
Yeah, that it was like I think the idea was give the cassette to people and don't tell them who it is, and just like leave it with people. Man, check this band out, because Phil and Pepper were touring more. So they would do that. They had the opportunity, and they would just like give it to like all these like popular people that we were into and shit, and be like, yeah, check this band out, and like leave, and I wouldn't tell them who it was and all that, So it was cool. It was kind of like a mystique to it,
Yeah, it felt like for a while it was like nobody knew who was in the band, and everyone was like, I think this dude's in it or that dude's in it, and it was like quite like the stir. You're just like, dude, who the fuck? So when you guys played your earliest shows, was that like in Dallas? There's some really early like YouTube footage of just playing some club shows in Dallas, like Trees, maybe?
We did 9 shows, but the record came out in 1995 on my birthday, September 19th. And we left, and that was the first time ever being on a American tour bus. But yeah, we played Dallas was the first show at Deep Ellum Live. And we did 9 shows, and that was my first time ever playing shows that were sold out. You know, it's just like all these people, and dude, I remember just like almost throwing up, being so nervous and shit. You know, but I mean, dude, yeah, you know, it's like, I mean, fuck, man, you know, that was a big deal to me. You know, so.
Absolutely, and also for something that, I mean, you guys kind of just are kind of putting together everybody else's in other bands and being pulled in other ways. You know, did you guys have like a ton of time to practice or do anything like that, or was it?
I mean, we were really tight by that point. You know, the first 3 songs are written in a garage. You know, this dude Mike Savoy's garage, and we wrote those 3 songs, and then we went to the studio. Eyehategod did In the Name of Suffering, and we did Lifer. A bunch of different demos we did. So, I mean, we were tight and we knew what we were doing. It's just, it was new, you know, and it was like, but, you know, I mean, the fact, you know, Phil and Pepper had all this recognition, you know, because they had toured. Fucking heartburn. But,
It's a killer.
But, yeah, I mean, dude, it was crazy, man, you know?
Yeah, to me, it was a bit of magic, man, because from the fan side, it was like this big reveal, and you're like, holy shit, and Pepper, and I was like, and Kurt. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this motherfucker's like Voltron, like coming together. Shit. I was like, dude, this is crazy. And, you know, I love the record. I mean, Nola's like, to me, just, it changed my view on a lot of things. And honestly, I never really heard Leonard Skinner that much beforehand. You guys are like my introduction to a lot of shit like that.
Leonard Skinner, dude.
Yeah, so to me,
all
like,
hail Skinner.
Yeah, you know, and like Black Crowes and stuff. But
yeah, Black Crowes rule, dude.
Fuck yeah. So, you know, it was that sort of thing. So Down kind of goes, obviously, through a lot, some big touring cycles and stuff like that. When did Eyehategod start kind of coming up into prominence as far as like, you know, getting back to be like a big priority for you as a player?
Well, Eyehategod was a priority whenever I wasn't doing anything else. You know, it was like it was basically me, Mike, and Joey's band. You know, everybody that was in the band. You know, and I mean, Eyehategod was one of those bands that we were too stupid to listen to anybody or pay anybody or get help. You know, we were just all about do it yourself. You know, do it ourselves. So we're still learning today, you know, but yeah, anytime that we weren't doing that, you know, we would do Eyehategod. I guess the biggest thing that we did was probably the Eyehategod Pantera White Zombie tour, man. You know, the opportunity, because Phil was cool and he would take out like Anal Cunt, Soylent Green, Neurosis. You know, he would take out these killer opening bands, you know, his friends, basically. And we did that, and that was like a complete game changer. It was like this every night to us, you know?
Yeah.
But we loved it, you know? Just like...
Yeah, totally. I mean, in a lot of ways, too, that's the way that people generally hear about underground music, too. Sometimes it's musicians helping other musicians. You know, like Tool has taken out, like, Yob, and, like, you know, crazy band Nine Inch Nails has taken out like a lot of like really amazing bands like Godspeed You Black Emperor. It's cool to see bands who really give a fuck and use their influence to like pass that down, you know? Like
it's always about passing the torch, man. Always. You know?
Absolutely. And I think that Eyehategod is always picking good openers for your shows as well. I've noticed a lot. Here you've had Haram play and like a lot of cool punk bands that, you know, Mike is always giving a lot of suggestions to us, you know, whenever we're doing a show together. So it's cool to see that you guys always pass the torch as you do.
Enjoy it. Yeah.
One of the things I wanted to ask you about, because I actually got to see this performance, and obviously I got to meet Joey when he was alive. He's a great fucking guy and a legendary drummer. I think everyone needs to obviously know that. But I got a chance to see you guys play in Austin with Dale Crover.
Oh, wow.
After he passed away. And I wanted to ask you how that kind of came about and how Dale came into in the fold for that performance.
It was actually Phil's wife, Kate's idea. And she called me and she's like, because, you know, housecore festival. And she said, dude, what if y'all got Dale to play drums? And I was just like, wow, and I was like, you think he would do it, And because I mean, we had been jamming with Aaron, and getting him tight, and so I called Dale, and he's like, sure, dude, I'll do it, no problem, I was just like, you got to be kidding me. Joey would be losing his mind right now, In a way, to me, it was like him talking to us, He was like, check this, and, it's like, I mean, that was a fucked up time when he died. That was my writing partner, dude. It's like, just me and him would get together and write songs, and, I miss that dude, man. Cheers to that dude. But
absolutely, man. I still remember seeing the promo pictures of you guys at the Saved by His Basement and like in the mirror and stuff, and Joey's kind of front and center, and that's something pretty special for us. We have that hanging out on the wall at the club, so yeah, absolutely a big loss, but it was really nice, if for people who weren't there, Dale came out and he said like this really made like, before everything started, he was like, hold up. And he made like this nice little speech about Joey, then just sat down and proceeded to fucking smash the place apart with you.
It was crazy because at practice, he was just like, he's like, okay. And we go back to the room and I'm like, dude, he kind of sucks, dude. It's not really working out, and but we're all like, but dude, it's Dale. You got Aaron on the side going, no, it's 4 times. And I'm just like, dude, it just doesn't sound right and all that. And then that night when we finally played, I was like shaking, it was just like such a fucking weird year and all that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and the motherfucker, I was just like, he was on fire, bro.
I mean, it went, dude. I was there, man, and I was like, holy shit. I'm like, we'll never see this again. That's pretty wild. What was it like putting together a new Eyehategod record after so long? Because I love the last record that you guys did, and I think it's as good as anything.
You mean the new one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was at first Brian was still in the band, so it was a 2-guitar thing, and we recorded that. We recorded the record. Then we went on tour. Brian left the band, and then. It's just me on guitar. So, oh shit, we had to formulate, had to like relearn and become a new band, So, I mean, I was nervous as piss just being a 1-guitar band, So anyway, I mean, through time and everything, I think we started to get it and then felt comfortable and recorded again, There's a lot of pressure on me, I'll be honest with you,
Totally.
But anyway, we rule, so fuck it.
Yeah, dude. I love it. I think it's really great, and obviously it's like no Joey, things changing. What was the writing process? Did that change a lot with like how it was before? Or is it you still really getting together with a drummer?
Well, Aaron had some big shoes to fill, and it's like, but from the get-go, we were like, dude, just be yourself. We don't expect you to sound like Joey and all that. And I think he's done a phenomenal job, dude. Aaron's probably one of the funniest dudes I know. He's fucking weirdo, so he perfectly fits the band, And yeah, man, it's just it's been fun, and he's excited about being in the band because he was a fan, and he writes as well. Because Joey wrote a lot, So having Aaron in the band to write and everything, and yeah, I'm just, I'm just excited for it to come out. It's we always said we wouldn't take another 7 years to put a record out, and it's almost 7 years again. So it's like, but we just, yeah. Well,
Come on, man. You got nothing to do, but
I'm a whip cracker. It's like I always have been, but I've learned to be patient, chill out, and just let things happen, run their course. It's obviously a reason for everything. So,
Sure. And definitely you don't want to rush it and don't want to put any like dumb, weird constraints on just getting it right. It's just got to be right. And sometimes you got to let that shit cook for a while, man. It's
Yeah,
all,
yeah.
but we'll all be ready for it.
Some bitch is simmering, dude, on low fucking heat, dude. Yeah.
For sure. So, guys, I'm going to ask Jimmy some questions that's coming straight from the audience right now. So, guys, if you guys want to hit the little question mark box down there, that's the best way to do it if you guys want to ask a question. So, we're going to go. Okay. This one is from parents.
This is fucking weird. This is weird, dude.
Yeah, dude. It's like, dude, I never thought I would be hosting like a TV show instead of doing shows, dude.
Yeah. We're on TV.
Yeah. Whatever happened to Buzz Oven? You toured quite a lot together in the beginning.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Not my band, man.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, we're still friends with them and everything. It's just, you know, we did a lot of our first tour in America was with Buzz Oven, you know, and we did a bunch. They kind of took us in, and you know, their fans became our fans, vice versa, you know. So
totally.
Yeah.
For sure.
They're all working at Waffle House, man.
There you go. If you want to find them, that's where they are. All right. So we got one from Nick Gomez. We got fave Black Flag lineup. Ooh, that's a good one.
Favorite Black Flag what?
Lineup.
Ooh. I really like My War, Bill Stevenson, Greg Ginn, obviously, Henry Rollins, Chuck Dukowski on bass. I mean, we spent a lot of time listening to that record. So, and if you listen to Eyehategod, I mean, basically we're ripping it off down to.
Especially that second side, too, when they get, like, slow.
Side two, son. Yeah.
Side
Dude,
two.
all that whole scream in your head. Dude. I mean, I like all the Black Flag lineups. You know, that's a hard question, dude.
It is. I mean, it's definitely not, you know.
Trick question, dude.
Yeah, it kind of is because it's all great. But I definitely think if you were going to ask which one was the most influential on Eyehategod too, it would definitely be My War, I think.
Yeah. Next question.
All right, here we go. This one is, what's your most chaotic show ever or that you went to? So let's talk about one that you played. What's one of the more chaotic shows that you've played?
Oh, fuck. Wetlands, dude. In New York, we played with Anal Cunt and Seth. Fuck, they had that chick fucking filming Seth. And he just fucking punched her, and it was just a weird gig, dude. You know, it was just. Hey, I mean, I don't know, dude. I'm an old Catholic boy, you know, just a nice dude, man. You know, an altar boy and shit. And seeing motherfuckers do crazy shit, I was like, my mom would kill me, dude.
Yeah. You're like, I'm trying to play guitar and
yeah. I'm just glad I'm not on the West Bank, you know?
For sure. Or else you'd be getting your ass whooped by your mom. So there you go.
Yeah.
The Wetlands, New York City. Okay, cool. Okay, let's see. Come on, Des. You got to give me some better shit than this. Okay.
Nobody cares, man.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
I'm like, come on, dude. You know? Here we go. This is going. Any plans for a hometown show to celebrate the anniversary of the first record? How long ago did that come out?
91, I think.
So that's next year. That'd be 20-year anniversary of the first record, dude.
91 be 30, right? Or
30. Sorry, excuse me. I can't even count right now.
Well, I don't know, dude. I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm just ready to play anywhere. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that would be great. We love playing New Orleans. It's always. I don't know. There's so many different places to play in New Orleans, you know. So it's like it always changes. Once a club gets sick of doing shows, then it moves, you know. So probably at Gary's house.
Mm-hmm. Gary's house. So Gary's house in 2021. Hopefully by that time, we'll
hopefully
be.
By that time, his living room will be set up enough, you know. Where,
yeah, dude. We'll have little partitions for everybody, and they could just rip. It'll be good.
I mean,
I know.
social distancing.
Here's a good question for someone who's written a lot. Are there any plans for solo stuff?
Wow. Yeah. Sooner than later, man. I'm really working on it. I want to do it right, man. You know, I want to do like I want to do records that bring attention to music that I grew up listening to, and make, you know, because I'll listen to something, Google, see who the singer is, who played drums, who produced it, you know, and just in hopes kids will do stuff like that, you know. So
Yeah, for sure. Is there any kind of like stylistic vibe to the solo stuff that you can sort of tell us a little bit about it, or?
I mean, I obviously like outlaw country, you know, like Hank Jr. and shit, David Allan Coe, and you know, like old Cajun French music, you know, and I don't know, I need to put it out, dude. I've talked so much shit. Next question.
Yeah, next question. All right. No pressure. Okay, here's a good one. So what's your favorite soul record or artist? Now, you mentioned the Meters, so we're going to take away the Meters. Besides the Meters, who would you choose?
Soul record?
Yeah, soul record.
What soul music?
Maybe like a soul or a funk record, something like that.
My favorite?
Yeah.
Lately, I've been listening to like old blues. I've been, you know, to like Son House, John Lee Hooker. I mean, it's not really soul. I don't know. I've been getting into. I don't know. That's a weird. That's a hard question, man.
It's a hard question. This is coming from the people. From the people. So I'm just
people
from the people. I'm just
people,
saying,
man.
Ooh, this is the one. So talk about old Randall amps, good ones and bad.
Wow.
What's up with the Randall? I feel like that's so. Yeah, the Randall is you, man. A lot of people identify. I think you're playing with it.
The first person I know that had a Randall was Kirk Winstein, and it's solid state, dude. You know, it's solid state heads. It's they're solid. I even posed a question on Facebook the other day because I was trying to Google it. Who invented solid state amps? You know, and it brought up like fucking all this like physicist shit. You know, and like I don't know. It's interesting, man. You know, and but they're great heads, dude. You know, it's like which spawned off the Ampeg solid state. You know, and but I have a Randall, man. I bought a Randall because Kirk had one. You know, and but yeah, Kirk's the first person that had one that I knew. You know, obviously Dimebag played Randall. You know, and who else? Randall is Hank Jr.'s real name.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Hey, you see, yeah.
There you go. So that's where the Randall came out. Here's
oh man, this dude.
Yeah.
That's where the Randall.
Yeah, that's
do this every night, dude.
Yeah. Oh, this is a good one. We got a food question. Your fave po' boy spot in New Orleans.
Ooh. Used to be old school Danny and Clyde's, which is a gas station. Shortstop's got good shrimp or roast beef, or fuck, man. That's the beautiful thing about New Orleans. You can go to any gas station and get a fire po' boy, you know? And it's like, I mean, it's nothing really. It's not brain surgery, but it's just. Like when we play St. Vitus, our favorite place to go is right across the street. Egg and cheese with mayonnaise. What's that? Some God Deli or something?
Yeah, God bless Deli. Bacon.
Dude, that place rules. So it's just, you know, take that concept, move it to New Orleans. That's just fucking, dude.
Yeah, you're lucky. You got him everywhere.
Oh, bro. Yeah.
Well, Jimmy, Instagram's about to kick us off, so I just want to thank you for joining us, man.
Hey, man, thanks for having me, dude.
Dude, all the time, man. It's absolutely great.
Keep doing what you're doing, because this is more exciting than what's not going on, you know? So, yeah, and everybody stay safe, man. You know, much love to everybody, and, you know, everybody try and get along, man, you know, and, yeah.
All right, cool, man. Dude, great to see you, brother. Take care of yourselves.
Yeah, brother.
We'll be back actually tomorrow with Kirk Winstein. So, how about that? How about that?
Tell him I said hi, man.
I will, man. Yo, you take care of yourself, brother. Take care.
Much love, dude. How do you get off of here?
I end it.